We live? Yeah, I think we are. See what the queue looks like today. 18! Not even a problem. Considering it was on fucking 8,000 yesterday. Not too bad. It's pretty good. Considering it was on... There's still heaps of people there. Alright, what were we doing before... Rudely interrupted? Oh, it looks like it's taking me back. I thought I was over here. Maybe not, but I thought I was. Possible the server did actually fully crash and they re-landed a bit. You're now in the instance area of Old Chalet in 2. Current instance can be confirmed at any time using the flash instance. Okay. Must be their way of managing the load from the server. Can I tune to this one? No. This place is cool. Wait, don't I have a move that increases movement speed now? What is that? Oh, is it that one? Oh, level 90, come on. That's some bullshit. Oops. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the telephori. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? LSA is now accompanying you. Keep at your side in order to proceed with quest object. I wonder how many times they're gonna replay that. This person is now following you thing. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Teleferi. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're that House Levieux girl, aren't you? And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. Humph! I'd heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge in their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come pick her. What an arsehole. Do overplay the snobby, arrogant people a bit too much in this game, I think. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Teleferi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levilliers, I can pronounce that name. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortunal that I was helping you... I see, we're sorry to have bothered you. At least she was polite about it. Dick on, dick off. Dick on, dick off. Anyway. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studium. Seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Elfino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? Yeah, that's a big no. It's complicated. No, it's not. He fucking disowned you. And I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. What do you expect, man? Well, it is House Levilliers. Levilliers. No matter how discreet Master Fortunon may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Well, he fucking travelled halfway across Eorzea to fucking tell us that we've been disowned, so it wasn't exactly discreet. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now, of all times? We have questions, and only Charlene has answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about the apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak to me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlene, aren't you? That'd be me. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. The champion of Eorzea. Instead of being a courier service, I'm now a fucking waitress. Not a bad idea, but I hate to ask. But what do you think? I think it's a fucking terrible idea. Why don't we get fucking... Why doesn't Estinian play the waiter? That's the spirit. Pay attention now and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. Tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelette is for one of the regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Okay, so tea to Beach. Omelette to Gisla. Behind them you should see a McCoat gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all of that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Oh, fuck, alright. Wait, do I have all the food? Place the correct dish at the first customer's table. Okay. There's Gisla. Okay, well, I don't even need to remember it. You've basically told me. Ah, okay, tea set. Where my tea set? Lovely, thank you. You don't mind me, I was just holding up your fucking waiter. The Talofa who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to the current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about the ritual arcane practice of the Sixth Underworld era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Yeah, no, you can have that one. Gisla wants the omelette. Damn, look at the fucking Look at this bitch. Look how much she's fucking eaten by herself. And you're having an omelette. That's like bento box on steroids. Holy shit. Omelette. Ah, finally. 2468. Let's dig in. No time to waste. No, 2468. Dig in, don't wait. He looks none too pleased at my dilly-dallying. What? Telefere? Oh yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. Love dickhead. Urbane banter with a smile. Okay. I wonder if that would have worked. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. Okay. Fair enough, but... Final days. This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. A gleaner. Damn, look at that fucking lobster dish, man. I wonder he saved up money for it. It looks fucking top tier. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlene. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. By all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. These Telophori make good on their audacious threats, and many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing around in such a frenzy? Watch the harbour and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. Let's see. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Yeah, a little bit. Interesting, they seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have a secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. Yeah, about fucking time, Alice. Let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. Where is she? Oh. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Yeah, out of sight. All by ourselves. Cute.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Oops, I gotta click.
It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlene? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
True. Very true.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos.
A vast complex beneath the island. Charlene is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Yes.
I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum.
Hmm?
If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
And how do you propose we get into that? We could swim. I like the volumes a little bit. Just tell the others what we've learned about the gleaners. You mean tell them what we've gleaned? Go on ahead to Nomenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Yes, he will. Koala. Koala makes it all worth it. Where am I going? The bunny boys are already here. Is that a... No. Is that a bunny Lollafell? Guess he's got bunny ears on. Labyrinth. Oh man, the map is so much better. The map is so good. Welcome back, Picker. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the gleaners. It makes sense. Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the forum. A sudden and significant increase in gleaner traffic and in cargo, it certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Stoller observed earlier, Nomenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. We'll be back in a sec, hang on. Sorry, cat was being a pain in the ass. Coupled with what Pika and Alice learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophori is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Aeorzia's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it is a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. Well, yeah, so let's do something. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. I don't fucking think so. Okay. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Why are they calling him Raha now? Head down the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Not the first prop. Ah yes, super secret squirrel entrance. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Now I have to follow her. Okay. Let's go. Oops. Okay, I can just follow her, can't I? There's three of us doing it at the same time. Now we run. Oh yeah. Oh, she's actually running at full speed. After that. Cross this bridge, okay. So far the path hasn't been disorienting, but... Right? Left or right? Up here, okay, so up here? Yes, up here. Why don't we just use the Aetheryte to teleport? God damn it, Alice. The Rostra, not far now. I need to attune to this, actually. What are you doing? Ah! Here we are. Through this door and down the stairs. That wasn't disorienting at all. Remember to attune the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. I did indeed attune to the shard. One second. Alright. Lost my friends. Okay. What the f... Okay, now that is sweet. The Howling Spirit. I want that. It's very cool. See if we're going to be granted access. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent, really? Right, everyone on the lift, down we go. It's so weird that they would let us go there. Like, why would they let us? Ooh.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation.
Oh, the sheep are so cute.
Buried beneath knowledge, a growing,
Total the opposite
creeping
to real life.
labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Labyrinthos. Damn. Oh, so they have day-night cycle as well.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Oops.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
There's a lot of foreboding and build up to this, isn't there? Find out what the actual fuck is going on in
Let's
Sharlayan.
spread out and get some answers then.
Yes, let's do that.
Ugh.
You're right, Crown?
Did you call to me just now?
No.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
Maybe it was the Lady of Light.
I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Is she one of Heidelin's chosen? I can't remember if she is or not. She's got the echo, so... Oh, I got slightly busier since... This place is sweet. Ooh, oh, what? There's... So this is their idea. Oh, wow. Holy shit. That's pretty sweet. Damn. Dwarves can eat their heart out. Holy shit. Nay, I'm not shirking on my duties. I've not been down here in an age and wish to get my bearings before I went bumbling about. From what I can see, however, there is naught obviously out of place. It seems we shall have to resort to discreet inquiries as usual. That's what we do. Let me think. The rear seed should be item number 508. Human seeds for 1059. Snurbleberry 1060, or were they 1061? My head feels like it's stuffed with mocha grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this work at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Coerthan carrots for the Girabanian carrots? What then? Large shipments coming in and out of Labyrinthus. Well, more going out. That's the most interesting part of that. What are they taking out? What the fuck is that? Oh my god, is that a hunt mob? No, it's just a big fucking troll. Can I get to it from down here? Apparently I can. Not in line of sight. Damn. What the f- Oh, that's a summoner. He's got Bahamut out just to fucking flex on me. Oh, the cast time is amazing. Cool. Oh man, not being able to fly again. Sad days. Very sad days. You either give up or give me more headaches. Because you don't have the look of a gleaner and I'm not in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I've got a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Erenville has taught you about exhausted gleaners. So they're very busy. Okay. Dobby! You want to know how I'm doing? What I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock of Labyrinthos, you know? Sort of tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. They're taking stock, they're working hard, and something else, I forgot. More shit going out than in. Any luck, Picker? What tales did the Gleaners have to tell? So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Pigger, I have an idea. I'm always game. Why am I kneeling down? Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. Yeah, well, I could have seen that fucking coming. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting. Just talk like that about the person right in front of them. Talk to me. You wish to help me find the marmots. I've nothing suitable to pay for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. Of course you would. The name is Erenville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Naxian marmots is a trial of no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For mercy, there are no other marmot species in this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in a sack. Gently, of course. gentle sack stuffing. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard, there are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on you, on a marmot or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Alright, enough chit-chat. Let's get fucking going. Man, this dude didn't even fucking try. Look how close they are. We should be on the lookout for ether currents and stuff too, shouldn't I? Can you fly in this place? Yes, you can. I mean, I assumed you would be able to, but what the fuck is that? Oh. Chirp, squeak. Barely have you raided the sack when the grizzled mouse scampers off into the underbrush. I wonder if I can change what others battle noise of other people. Turn that down a bit. Nope. Rat sack. That's a fucking poison, like a rat poison we have in Australia. The rodent nimbly evades your grasp before once more disappearing into the trees. That guy's riding a bed. Okay. I'm assuming it's up here, right? Oh yeah, there it is. Chirp. Come on, warrior of light, champion of AOs, you can't catch a mouse. Squeak squeak. More prepared for its speed this time, you succeed in closing the sack of your elusive quarry. Right. Where am I going? Fuck, almost ran off the edge. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Damn, this guy's a fucking professional. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. We tasked you to capture them. What will you do with the marmots? That's for the Forum to decide. They are the guiding authority behind the Labyrinthus after all. And this job was but one small part of this great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. They're worried about food supplies. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. Maybe not. But maybe not too far in the future. You never know. There you are, Pico. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I am Kryle of the Students of Baldessian. These are my other associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hope that by seeing these decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. Oh, you've done plenty. Thank you, Aaron. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. That's true. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. That's doubly true. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun. The Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work for some 4 days after the Telephoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travellers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity, thus I am inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives a distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Well, no shit, Y'shtola. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of the Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. The fucking Christ, this stupid word. Telephoroi. The Telephoroi's declaration was what set it all in motion. Well, the timing's pretty likely. Seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archaon? From there, we can reach the lower... Ooh. Carl, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Had some bullshit, Carl. Nothing will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it, then. Please allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to Archaon. We follow the path east through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse. Or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Yeah, I've already counted a couple of those bad boys. And away we go. I'm glad I got the nighttime cycle when I was doing this. It was very pretty. There's a fate. Ooh, it's in progress. Gonna be done by the time I get there, isn't it? Fucking oath. Not bad. Hello? Look at that ass. Why can't I go? Oh, that's a chocobo, that's why. Wondering why I thought that guy was mounted. I'm gonna tune to this bad boy before I forget, because I absolutely will forget. Behold the Archaeon. As Nomenon serves as Charlene's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture too is similar. The building you see is merely an upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archaeon contains a physical history of Charlene's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Damn. That's just an entrance? Could have made the entrance a little bit smaller. Well, we won't be learning anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Yes, let us. Oh, I love cutscenes. Especially when they're voiced. Greetings, we are here to peruse the Archaeon's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? You belong to the students of Baldessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved with the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us, then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects it to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What, so this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time it will be too late, and we were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Students of Baldessian. Oomph. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone face... Hang on one second. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. Ooh, infiltration. It is likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Okay. More errands. Let's see. Bemused student. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They wouldn't let us into the Archaeon even though we found... Wait, what? Actually, I have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal. Is that a mammoth? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archaeon is open again. Ready? What's in the box? Bone-weary worker. That sounds like my kind of guy. A bone-weary worker. I've got a strong back and a capable pair of hands. What's that? Take you down on the lift with me? Sorry, but no chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now have I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out to the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Okay. What the fuck? Yeah. Oh, no. Made it. What? You frightened it away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is close. Very close. Well, we have a small crowd here that could probably help. You wish to help me with this too. You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is a hornbill. Its feathers are green, its cry is a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Okay, fucking Christ. Absolute savage. The effects are short-lived, so on line wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Green feathers and a caw. Oh. Search your surroundings for the hornbill. You may use to move the camera as well as zoom in as a target hornbill's gun. Okay. It's not the right one, is it? Whack, coo. I guess that's the right one. Yeah. Gotta love the Makote celebration. Ooh, voice.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
That's not how I expected him to sound.
Let me truss this one up and I'll bring it over to you. Ah, nice shot. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way back to you.
Fucking lol.
There you are. Any new revelations?
Oh, fuck's sake.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
Yes. This is
I
me.
understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose.
Why does this guy speak like a Transylvanian and look like a
Safely
female bunny
returning
girl?
such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Ooh. Really?
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos.
Only
Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
That sounds fucking terrible.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Are they making an underground ark
I
to
wasn't afforded an explanation.
preserve all of the species that they possibly can?
Judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure
Yeah.
could serve as reliable sources of sustenance.
The hornbills lay eggs or something?
They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Maybe you can. Cheeky ride on your little subterranean elevator, maybe?
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
Oh, you're Stoller, you can accompany me anywhere.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift.
Oh, really?
I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Got a few human-sized boxes lying around?
Indeed.
Or catgirl-sized
Pray
boxes, I
forget
should
said
say.
anything.
He's thinking.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way.
Why is he suddenly just like helping us break into the fucking most restricted part
path
of this
leads to the 33rd facet, a mine
area?
shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect
Oh.
solution.
How convenient.
You're quite welcome. But consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back.
Look at this guy's rucksack, man. Why has he got a
bid you good
fucking
day.
sleeping, like a sleeping roll there as well? Does he plan to camp out in the fucking wilderness?
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Ah, yes. Good idea, LSA. Take a look at mine shaft. Move to the sleeping dart. Oh yeah, that's right. What's the music? Great. Labyrinth Screamer. I haven't seen a single ether current yet. Usually they put one on the main path. This must be at the entrance to the mineshaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps. What is it with their tightening straps? Check their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine, I'll say. Let's go. 33rd facet. Holy shit. The fuck is this? Is that a fucking toadstool? The grill. Ooh, that's fucking creepy, man. I get the feeling I'll be fighting something. Oh, yes. I can weave energy drain in with my Royal now. It's fucking great. Going over here. Come on. That was 3 of them this time, okay. Ah, such a tough, tough cave to traverse, you know. We can take a shortcut through there. Why don't we just do that? An Alphino taking us a long way around. Or was it No, it was Alphino. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence, at least. And, as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Erenville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in this area's research projects. Follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Alright. We're gonna have all the plant-based creatures around here, are we? Someone grinding a fucking gatherer already. I guess if you get in early and you do that shit, then you can really make a fair bit of money. Just knowing how to go about getting to the later game areas. Lots of bumpkins. Aha, now I know where we are. This is... okay then. Labyrinthos is a host to a wide variety of vegetation which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this research facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Foods so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. It's possible they might know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? No, Alphinaud, it's not worth looking into, because they fucking won't know anything about their plans. See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same, or cast about for useful clues. My name's Jeb. My god. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors. Not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? Well, mate, you see that big fucking hole in the cave over there? Yeah, that's how I got down here. The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has us filling order lists a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed on for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that we would all be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Yeah, so they're clearly, they're preparing. They're preparing for a fucking calamity. It's very obvious. Nice bike. Overwhelmed labourer. Huff huff, do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has to be earmarked for aerial transport, hence the stack of crates atop the hill over there. Gods, hauling the lot up to that slope was a job and a half. Man, just fucking whinge, man. Charlane's a bunch of fucking whinges. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Well, no shit. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthus was modelled, a region south of Ilzabad. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for a myriad of flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. It used to be called Corvus before the Imperials renamed it to Locus Amoenus. Oh yeah. Locus Amoenus? Mongus? The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthus. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. So they literally built this whole fucking thing because they didn't like the outside world. What a bunch of shut-ins. Charlians are like the epitome of hikikomori. They just don't want to go outside. What are you doing, you stole? Just stand there looking at the fucking... What are you looking at? Huh? Not doing any fucking work. Was that a stray onion? Labels in these crates tell a story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. Nani? Ooh, pretty flowers. Hmm?
Hard to look away, isn't it?
Is that Graha? Or is it Erenville? Probably Erenville. Oh no,
But they're more
random
than
guy.
pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true.
Okay, I believe you.
This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair.
That's kind of cool.
Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect.
It's going to be ether, right? Not etherite, but ether, comma, right?
There are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin.
Maybe it's a relic from
Further complicate
the first.
Every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
This guy's certainly in no rush. Goodbye, big botanist man. It's the boys. Yes.
Have you learned aught of interest?
I don't know. What did you learn from looking at the fucking tower while I was doing work?
A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
The only way you would even notice it reacting to your feelings if you were self-aware enough at the time.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
No, we haven't. We know exactly what they're doing. They're preparing to fucking...
Indeed.
For a calamity.
While there
They're
is certainly
hoarding...
enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
Told you.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
Stole her.
Isn't that the entrance to the Arcane?
Arcane. Oh, it's Erenville.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
Let's go say g'day.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
Jesus Christ. Known this guy for 3 minutes and we're already trying to exploit him.
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice.
You hope.
If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
It would be better if you did this alone, actually, because a group of people sitting there listening to a conversation might be a good idea.
I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions, and no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Mm-hmm.
Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
Certainly does.
I'm glad you agree.
How the fuck did we get down here before him? We went through a cave, he just took an elevator.
Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Hmm? What's going on with Kral, man? Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the Archaon. Come, we can still catch him. Can I just do the old yeet? Oh, my leg. Yeah, big old wheel. That's got a fucking shield around it. I wonder if these guys have managed to wield similar magics to the Amorotians, whatever they're called. Really? Fuck off. Ah! Oh wait, I'm in the wrong fucking... Went the wrong way. Some mushrooms. Fuck, sorry. Hold a moment, I have an idea. Memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is the Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthus's climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which we could access the upper or lower tiers. If I were an agent of the forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. Even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. We've got to step on the hills. Only Raha and his vanished spell were here. Only Thancred and his supreme fucking... Ooh, there are other ways of turning invisible. Thancred and his supreme stealthy skills. Hippity hop my little toe. Oh no! You bitch! Unaccustomed to transfiguration? Worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I fucking hope it does. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. You should feel the magic's fading and return to me and I'll refresh the enchantment. What do I do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn of anything of note. Which reminds me, where the creatures hereabouts, in that form you are essentially defenseless. You've changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured. You will return to transfigured status if you move too far away. Look to your map for the transfiguration's area of effect. Speak with your stola to restore or prolong the transfiguration. Okay. Should be fine. We'll do this in one go. Ribbit. Elfie Toad and Alley Toad. Okay. Elfie Toad and Alley Toad, huh? Interesting. Imagine if I died. Y'shtola is responsible. She turned me into a fucking toad. Turned the Warrior of Light, Eorzea's champion, into a toad, and they got fucking killed. Eaten by a monster. It was all Y'shtola's fault. Yeah, it's very, very subtle with my gigantic chocobo and fairy following me. Fuck it, let's see what they have to say. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Ellie Toad turns to face north. Perhaps she's suggesting you cross the bridge. Okay. I can do that. It's a yak cow. Oh, there we go. Look at all the toads. I hope that wasn't after me. Ribbit. Oh, there they are. Give my show, Froggy Coon.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
You're right, man.
In an age long past, Charlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the forum.
This dude's right. Ribbit. Look at us little cuties. He knows. He absolutely knows.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Goddamn right, Aaronville. Guy's a Chad.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seems inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle, this momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlayan has been called into action, and the Telephor's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthus, not to mention ignore Aeor's request for aid. Alright, I have to go and take a mate to the train station, so I'll be back in about an hour or so. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you then.